Hi everybody, this is TheHande, and as you can see, I'm playing Castlevania X Rondo of Blood. This is officially my favorite Castlevania game. And I'm trying to now get the name entry to work. Oh, there we go. It didn't take for some reason. Okay, we're just gonna call this LP for Let's Play. And yes, and there you can see my original save file. 96% complete. I have not played through the entire game. So, and sorry, we are kind of jumping into this, so I'm not going to be showing the intro, the real intro. Like there's of course this intro, which plays this awesome piece of music, which is Richter's theme, which we will hear in a minute as well. But there is, of course, there is an actual intro animation, kind of an intro movie to this, which weirdly has a German voiceover. I've never really understood why, because this game, of course, was not officially released outside Japan. Because this game is for the PC Engine, which is the Japanese original TurboGrafx 16. And not only this is probably easily my favorite TurboGrafx 16 game, this is my favorite Castlevania game. I talked about this when I did the Let's Play for Castlevania 1, and yes, this is only second to Castlevania 1, I think. Actually, something really cool, my sister Minna actually got me a physical copy of Super Castlevania 4 for the Japanese, for the European, the PAL Super Nintendo, and I think she paid a little bit more than she should have for that freaking game, but anyway, I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong. I know I had a bit of a rage fit. And I've actually done a review video on this as well, but now I decided it would be fun to actually Let's Play it. I've been planning to do this forever, and I was actually planning to do it when I did the whole Castlevania 1, 2, and Super Castlevania 4, because I did those pretty close to each other. Now, this is stage 0, so this is kind of the, so this is not a... This is not like a real boss fight, so much so. But the Grim Reaper just shows up to be an asshole. Yeah, he dodged that, and then he just goes away. I love the voiceovers in this. This is actually, in a weird way, this kind of reminds me of Mega Man 8. And that's another Let's Play that I'm maybe planning on doing in the future. Alright, now we get to hear it. And there, of course, is a sort of a port of this game. It's not really so much a port as it is a kind of a remake of this game for the Super Nintendo called Dracula X. It basically tells the same story, and it uses some of the same music and some of the same locations, but the levels are completely different. And the often used word for it is that it's a butchered port. Oh, I love this. This obviously is inspired by the town from Castlevania 2, or the towns, if you will. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be any specific town from Castlevania 2, but it looks very much like. It kind of looks like it does look very similar to the town you saw in the first game. And of course, this game has a bunch of like alternate paths you can take as well, And for instance, here's one place where we could split off and go down there. Wait a minute. Can we actually save Maria already in this part? Yeah, the normal boss fight for this would be the Wyvern. Now, if I'm going to do this just in case if in a future session I want to, like, for shits and giggles, I want to like play as Maria. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Okay. Alright, I didn't really mean to go this way. I just remembered. Yeah, it's in the next part. Oh boy, and I was just screwing around on the first level. If I get a game over, that's fine. I actually don't care. Oh yes, and you don't get... this is actually something I do like about this game, is that you always have a chain whip. You don't get the whip upgrades. And not that it's a huge hassle, but I personally just feel that the getting the whip upgrades in most Castlevania games is a bit of a hassle, and especially because, well, especially if you're stuck before a boss, then you're always gonna waste a couple of candles getting the full-length whip. Yeah, you can see it in the background. That's something I really like. So this was, so I said this is for the PC Engine, but more specifically, this is for the PC Engine CD, so the TurboGrafx CD add-on. And you know, that's the thing, like, TurboGrafx, yeah. I always feel terrible about TurboGrafx, that it was such a, because from what I've seen, TurboGrafx, the few games that I have played for it, all of them on this, by the way, the Wii, obviously, because of course, TurboGrafx didn't really get released in Europe, not like properly. Okay, you know what? Fuck. Can I just? I don't wanna fight this boss. I went this way by accident anyway. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, now we have to start the level all over again. So sorry about that. I didn't. Because I just remembered it's in the basement of the first castle level where we get Maria. Sorry, yeah. There's a section that's very obviously modeled after the first level of Castlevania 1. Oh yes, you can jump on the stairs. This is cool. That's something I do like about Castlevania 2 as well. Oh yeah, and of course, yeah, you can moonwalk in this. Yeah. It's always, I get the 16-bit games a little bit confused, and especially like it was in Castlevania 4. I was like thinking about like, can you do the can you do the that moonwalk in that? And I realized like, no, you can't, because all of them are, because the different 16-bit Castlevanias, the third one that I've played a lot of is not actually the Mega Drive one, Bloodlines. I don't really like that one, which is on the Mega Drive. But the Game Boy Advance game, Circle of Blood, Circle of the Moon, which I never finished, but I have gotten up to Dracula in it, but it's one of those Metroidvania deals, so it's, you know, it's a pretty tough game. But I do like it. It's one of the last, because it was one of the last Game Boy games I ever really played so seriously. So, and in that, so in every one of the 16-bit Castlevanias that I play, holding the attack button has like a different function. So in Richter's case, you know, you can moonwalk if you hold the button. And in Super Castlevania 4, it's the there's the Vibrant. Oh, I took a lot of damage. This boss is way easier than the alternate level 1 boss. And mostly because you can just do this. And luckily the Wyvern doesn't do, a lot of the bosses, what they do is like after, like when you think the fight is already over, they still do like a last attack. Now he's already dead, like you see. That's how easy this first boss is. But a lot of them, like especially the Minotaur, which is the level 3 boss, like he does like a one last, like you know, Shoryuken style uppercut before he dies. So you know, that makes it like extra. My whip wasn't all the way out. I didn't manage to whip it in time. Yeah. But yeah, so all right, now we're gonna get Vampire Killer. I don't want the dagger. The dagger is completely. The dagger is extra useless in this because there's a lot of enemies who can just like straight up block your attack. So that's the thing I really like about this, and what I don't really like about Super Castlevania 4. I mean, I think Super Castlevania 4 is a good Castlevania game for beginners because the boss fights in it are so easy. You know, really, you know, a few of them are a bit tough, but you know, when you learn the pattern, and you know, and really a lot of them you can just beat by like just finding like the one safe spot you can stand in and just keep whipping. Oh, this is it. I was confused about the drawbridge because I remembered because there was a whole jumpy bit in Super Castlevania 4 before that. So this is obviously just taken from Castlevania 1. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of this remix of Vampire Killer. I mean, Vampire Killer is a good song and everything, but This sounds a little too overproduced. Like, I do like, you know, the thing I like about Vampire Killer is that it's a very creepy song and sounds very good. I think the one thing about this game, I mean, I enjoy the challenge, and actually I like the fact that you can't whip in all 8 directions, because, like I said, what the kind of the 8-directional whipping, what it did in Super Castlevania 4 is that it basically just made all the special weapons redundant. I mean, you can still use them, but the whole point of using the special weapons in Castlevania, it traditionally has been that if there's an enemy in an awkward position, you can't hit. Okay, now I have to get the key. It's in one of these candles. Don't remember which one. Oh my! Wow, I'm doing badly. Well, this is sort of good actually, because I want to make. Oh yeah, now the bull guy is gonna start following me. So this is extra stressful. So I have to find the key. Oh, there it is. And now I gotta not pick up anything for the rest of the way. So we'll get Maria. Luckily, Maria's like secret room is like it literally is just a room. There's not like a whole alternate level 1 after that. Yeah, this thing. Oh yeah, just you know, just out of curiosity. Okay, I was about to take that candle and then I remembered. Oh no, I don't want that. And you don't get. Okay, that's another reason. That's another reason why Castlevania 4 is like. I gotta fight the urge to whip the candles because I don't want to lose the key. There we go. And I think we're gonna see a little. There's Shaft. Get away from here. Get away from her, you bitch. So we're gonna get this little cutscene here. So this is Maria. She's the sister of the girl we're trying to rescue in this game. I forget her name completely. And Maria is... I guess Maria is technically the first female playable character in a Castlevania game, because this came out several years before Castlevania Legends, which actually got removed from the timeline. And I don't quite recall. Richter is either the grandson or like the great grandson of Simon. So this takes place a couple of years after Simon's adventures. And Maria Renard, I think, is a playable character. I might be getting this wrong, but I think she's a playable character only in the Sega Saturn version of Symphony of the Night. Yeah, sorry, don't know enough Japanese to actually know what they're saying, but obviously, you know, Maria wants to help with the fight against Dracula. She did turn into a bit of a hottie in Symphony of the Night. So Symphony of the Night takes place directly after this, and actually, well, if you play Symphony of the Night, you obviously know that because Richter's in it. There's no Alucard in this, so this is entirely like Richter's journey. And yeah, this game also has something called an item crash. I might use it a few times in the boss fights. It's basically when you hit the select key or whatever the equivalent key was on the well, okay, the holy water's okay. You know, whatever the the equivalent key was on the TurboGrafx or PC Engine. You know, all the items, they like expend a lot of hearts, and that they do like a special attack, and it's very useful against when you're being like attacked by a bunch of enemies, and then in a few of the boss fights it's also pretty useful. But like I said, it uses a lot of hearts, so more likely you're gonna end up losing all those hearts. I think in the alternate level 2, you still fight this werewolf. That's like the one boss fight that's completely the same. So they're not all different. But I do think it's kind of cool when it is different. Okay, I think I knew I was gonna... The second fight is already much more difficult because you have to do a much better job of dodging. Okay, got the holy water. Although I wasn't doing a really good job hitting him with the holy water. I don't remember if they have bloody tears in this. It's been some while since I, like, you know, last played this. I think at some point he's just gonna start bouncing around like crazy. I mean, he is sort of already. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Come down here, you bastard. Now he's dead. Oh yeah, he already does that, so he does that explosion. I don't think he did any damage. That's just annoying. Yeah. Beat the werewolf. It's interesting that they just made a werewolf one of the bosses. Because they were just like one of the normal enemies in like Castlevania 2. Oh, did I get an extra life or something? I think I did. Oh yes, here it is. This is my fucking jam. Bloody tears. Oh crap. I don't want the stupid dagger. Gotta wait for it to go away. Yeah, now we got the spear knights, and these guys are some of the most frustrating, annoyingly enemies in the game. And like I said, like it gives you the dagger there, but these guys can totally block the dagger, which is really some bullshit. Well, okay, these guys are pretty manageable. It's the sword knights a bit later in the game. Those guys really fucking suck. And I hate that the little bone dragons, or you know, those dragon statues. Like now you have to kill both heads separately. You can't kill them together like in the older Castlevanias. This Castlevania is also pretty old. Yeah, and I have Castlevania Dracula X. I have it on the Wii U, and but that game had actually a completely different name in Europe. It was called. I think it was called Vampire's Kiss. I always want to say it's the kiss of the vampire, but no, it's just Vampire's Kiss, just the straight genitive. And that game is frustrating. It's just legitimately, I don't like that game. It is. I mean, when people say it's a butchered port, I mean, that's fair. It's not a really good Castlevania game in my opinion. The problem is the level design is just outrageously awful. Just the. Oh, I got a clock out of that. The clock is actually pretty useless in this. Like I know that's the old joke that the clock is always the most useless item in Castlevania, but in this game it literally is useless because it doesn't even stop enemies, it just slows them down. Alright, we got the Igors. By the way, I just completely unironically these days I call them Igors. I'm not even trying to sound funny when I say it. I just, you know. Oh, this is the Bible. This is the best fucking weapon. Yeah, you can see it does like that. It's just like an insta kill, like all around. All right, there is an alternate path to take here, but I'm not sure if this actually takes me to the alternate stage 4. I kind of want to just do the normal path, but let's see if I can make it. Like it's if I fall down in this part, I think it reverts me to what the regular level 4 is. Oh yeah, there's this mini boss here that we have to fight. Ah, goddamn Igor. I guess they're also called flea men. How many more times do I gotta hit this guy? This is pretty tough for like just a mini boss. And I got some meat out of that. Oh yeah, I can still fall in this part. So yeah, I guess this is... Oh, now I remember, this has the thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll take the X. Oh yeah, and these are... Yeah, I can still fall to the other path if I fall into these pits. So these pits don't kill me. I think I can... Yeah, I can destroy these candles too. That's great. I love that the basically just a giant version of the candle. Yeah, these ghosts are fucking annoying. Okay, I should have kept that Bible. It would have actually been useful against these guys. But I don't want to use up my axe though, because because if I want to take this path, there's a thing at the end, and I need the axe for it. Yeah, they just keep coming for me. Well, at least that one gave me some hearts. Ooh. No, I don't need the holy water. Okay, yeah, this is the thing. That's why I would have needed the axe. I need to destroy that boulder, and then it cause that boulder to drop, and that would have let me get to the... it's not letting me do the double. Okay, now it did. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just take the normal path. You have to take that elevator up to the alternate boss fight, which I don't remember what it is. But this is the Minotaur. Oh, and you can do this. Just be a dick to a skeleton for no reason. Alright, and I think after this boss fight, it's time for a break. Ooh, that's some big meat. I don't remember if he's weak against the crucifix or the boomerang. There's a Minotaur. Yeah, no, he's totally not weak against my... Yeah, and he takes up such a... Yeah, these are like my least favorite like bosses are these friggin' guys that take up like half the freaking area. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Let's do the item crash. Let's see what happens. Oh, he froze me. Oh, he does that too. I was almost dead. Alright, now he's gonna do that Hadouken, like I said. I did get me. So you can still die from that. But I guess it didn't do that much damage, so, you know, not a big deal. And here comes the crystal ball. Alright, and we'll pick it up from there in the next part. So see you then. Bye!